Hola, hola. I'm Wilmer Valderrama.
Warning. The show you're about to see contains true celebrity stories reenacted by marionettes. Do not watch if you're sensitive to sex, drugs, graphic violence, graphic language, graphic novels, bodily fluids, or gluten.
You. Yes. Woo! Hey, what's up? Just me, Wilmer Valderrama, getting healthy. You know the rule. The more expensive the smoothie, the healthier the person who drinks it. Here on the Hollywood Puppet Show, everyone's a celebrity. Well, except you. You're just not famous, like me and my friends. Because me and my friends are crazy famous, and you're famous on Instagram to your friends and family. This reminds me of the insane story that happened to my dear friend, the beautiful and talented Gina Rodriguez. Gina is an award-winning TV star, but as you're about to see, her acting career didn't exactly start out so, big.
Hey, what's up? I am Gina Rodriguez, and this is a story about how one of the worst days of my life turned into one of the best days of my life. So it's a few years ago, my agent calls me out of nowhere.
Hi, Gina. This is your agent, Enrique Julio Weinstein. I need you to come into the office today so we can talk, okay? We need to talk.
It feels like a million years since I booked something, and I'm in a little bit of an acting slump. So when I get there, I'm totally convinced that he's gonna drop me as a client. I walk in, I'm so freaking nervous, I'm literally drenched in oceans of sweat. My agent has his feet up on the desk, and that's when I noticed that he's wearing the most random socks I have ever seen. They were like lobster mariachi band with sombreros, and they're playing instruments with their little bitty lobster claws.
You know, it's been a while since you booked something, and...
What? I'm convinced he's gonna drop me as a client, so I just go on the attack. I simply let loose. It's not my fault you don't put me up for any good roles. Everything you send me out for is a bad Latino stereotype. A maid, a pregnant teen, a gangster. Come on now. So before you dump me, maybe you should look in the mirror, and while you're at it, why don't you check out the fact that you are wearing the ugliest socks ever made on the planet? Boom!
If you just let me finish, what I'm trying to tell you is there's a new superhero pilot that's about to start shooting, and the lead actress dropped out last minute. So, the network wants to audition you. And by the way, these socks were the last present I got from my abuela, who passed away just after Christmas Hanukkah.
I feel just awful. I mean, my agent is sitting there uncontrollably bawling, and I'm already super awkward around people that cry, so I just try and focus on the positive. What? This is really great news.
What?
I mean, not the part about your abuela dying, but, you know, I always dreamed of playing a superhero.
Look, they need to see you this afternoon. And this is a badass character, so you have to show up in an outfit that will wow them.
And then he slides a business card to me from across his desk, super smooth-like.
This is the hottest stylist in town.
Okay.
And she's expecting you at her downtown boutique in the next hour. And when you get in that audition, the key is being cool and confident.
Cool and confident. I got this. So I rush downtown, and I get into this super swanky Art Deco building, and coming at me is like this Amazonian princess. This woman is like 6'3", and I'm like, damn. Hi, I'm Gina.
You want to be a superhero?
Yeah, sure do.
We have a lot of work to do. I want you to take your clothes off.
She wants to take my clothes off? I'm like, girl, we just met. You haven't even bought me dinner. Do you really need me to?
I need this for inspiration. I want you in your undies.
I mean, I'm terrified of this woman, so I just strip, booty-ass naked, bra and panties, standing there super awkward in front of her. And without asking, she puts her hands on my shoulders.
Okay.
And starts rubbing my shoulders.
We need to accentuate these shoulders.
Rubbing my arms.
And these arms.
I swear, she put her hands right on my boobs, like one hand on each boob.
And these
Sorry, what?
Uh-huh.
Whoa. Is this really necessary?
Don't flatter yourself. I like very manly men's. Now go into the dressing room and try on the looks.
If you already pulled outfits, why did I have to take off my... Never mind. So I try on the outfits this loony stylist pulled for me, and it's clear she's taking this whole superhero thing literally, because the first outfit is this gladiator-style Game of Thrones chest-plated look, like I had hard boobies. The next one is a pirate monstrosity, and the last one makes me look like a giant chicken. Seriously, a giant chicken. Hey, these are great, but maybe they could be a tad too superhero-y, since this is only, you know, the first audition.
Okay, when I dressed Whoopi for superhero-themed Met Gala, she did not talk back.
Whoopi?
Whoopi, yes, Whoopi. Whoopi Goldberg from The View. What's wrong with you?
And then she grabs this pencil skirt off the rack and throws it at me.
There's this if you want to be boring.
At this point, I'm already gonna be late for this audition, so I take that pencil skirt and I'd squeeze my big old Puerto Rican booty into this tiny piece of fabric. And it's not too shabby. It's so tight I can barely walk, it's one of those. But I am in such a rush, I just say, I'll take it.
You have to go commando.
What do you mean go commando?
Los? Aha. The underwear, you silly little American.
And as I'm about to leave, I mention to the stylist, I'm hungry. And she reaches into her bag.
This will give you all the energy.
And tosses me a protein bar. Thanks, bye. And I run out of the door just woofing down the bar. So now I am rushing my butt across town, feeling very good in this pencil skirt and very frisky going commando. I mean, why not, right?
Gina Rodriguez, you're next.
The producers call me in, and I see they're checking out my headshot. Before I even have a chance to sit down, the guy blurts out,
You want to be a superhero? What's the most heroic thing you've ever done?
I totally didn't expect this. So I'm kind of freaking out, but then I remember what my agent said.
And the key is being cool and confident.
Cool and confident. So I kick into action mode and I start acting out the story of when I was working at a cafe a few years earlier. In the middle of my shift, I noticed this customer wearing rollerblades start to choke. So I jump over the counter, wrap my arms around him, and squeeze this guy as hard as I can, over and over. The only problem is, it turns out he's not really choking at all. He was just having a really bad cough. Okay, I may have sprained his ribs, but the good thing about the whole story is that he didn't sue me. So after I finish my not-so-superhero story, these producers are cracking up. You know, they're loving me.
Please sit down.
And as soon as I do, my pencil skirt rips straight down my booty crack. Oh, my God. But I don't think the producers know, so I just keep telling myself, cool and confident, Gina. At least I've got the cool part down because my bare ass is sitting on this cold chair. So I start my audition, but I got this rip down the back of my pencil skirt. And so I start to stiffen up. And this woman's like,
Feel free to move around.
so now there's not much I can do because my booty crack is out. And I can tell that I'm losing them. My character is a total stiff. It's cool, guys. And just when I think it can't get any worse, I'm starting to get the shakes. I'm getting the itchies on my ears. My armpits are starting to itch. This is an allergic reaction that I get to blueberries. That protein bar that nutty German stylist was so generous enough to give me.
This will give you all the energy.
Thanks, bye. Definitely had blueberries in it. I'm dizzy, my heart is racing, and it gets so bad, I start to hallucinate. These producers turn into storybook characters. I mean, Alice in Wonderland and the White Rabbit are full-on staring at me with these disapproving looks. I mean, it is like I'm on LSD, guys. Not like I'd know, just saying. That's what I've been told. This is an allergic.
Is this part of the audition?
Protein bar.
Is she drooling?
Now it's kind of obvious. I'm not booking this show, so I just bolt out of there praying that I never have to see these people ever again. Later that day, my agent calls me back in his office.
There she is. It sounds like you had quite an audition. You may be surprised, but I have some good news.
Don't tell me I booked it.
Oh, hell no! The network said it was the worst audition they've ever seen. And they actually considered you for a villain part, seeing how your body swelled up and morphed before their eyes. But they decided it was too gross.
That's the good news?
No, it's not. But now that you're clearly not booking that show, you're free to read for another pilot that the network thinks you may be perfect for that's called, Jane something.
And that's how the worst day of my life ended up being the best day of my life. Booking Jane the Virgin, the best role I have ever had in my entire life. I would say it all turned out to be A-okay. The end.
All right, next up, We're going from Jane the Virgin to my bro Steve Aoki, whose obsession with caking people at his shows almost sent him to the great DJ booth in the sky. Take it away, Steve.
Hey, what's up? I'm Steve Aoki. I've encountered some crazy fans in my day, but I'm gonna tell you one story when things got totally out of hand. A few years back, I was on this insane multi-city tour. 2 or 3 shows a day, all hours of the night. But no matter how busy I get, I can always make time for fun friends.
All right, bro. I'll see you down there.
So I end up meeting up with my buddy, Dan BILZERIAN. This dude's insane. Back in the day, I used to roll with all my stuff in my backpack. This backpack was so important to me, I nicknamed it Scout. I love you, Scout.
I love you too, Steve.
Phone, cash, my computer, which has all my music on it, kinda important. Plus my only clean socks and ID. That way, all I had to do is grab Scout and leave anytime.
You think he broke his legs?
We skydive right on this sick festival, and I'm super amped to rock these 2 sets. The crowd is really feeling it, and it's time to cake some people in the face. This is standard practice at my shows. The crowd goes insane for it.
Hey, Steve, I want the cake, baby!
All I do is find someone in the crowd that really wants it.
Right here, for the caking.
And when the beat drops...
Steve, you caked me. Great set, man. Who are you staring at? Did you find those twins?
Dan, I think I caked the wrong guy.
Steve. That guy's like 7 feet tall.
I'm
Yeah, you are. Let's get the out of here.
Since my next show is not for a few more hours, I invite a few people over for a little get-together. We're chilling. I'm playing some new tracks. You know, nothing too crazy.
My totally works. Hit me with that cake! This party's dead, dude, bro. Let's get out of here. I got an epic, gnarly thing we can do before your next show.
When Dan has a fun thing in mind, it's lit as
Shooting at paper targets is lame. Yeah, mother. Yes, yes, yeah, mother. We need bigger explosions. You like that? Well, that's nothing compared to this. Gun safety is not a joke. Big boom coming. Oh, yeah!
But eventually, I have to run back to the hotel to grab my backpack Scout before heading to my next show. I walk in my room, and Scout is gone. No! Scout! I'm devastated. My music's in that bag. I have to find Scout before my next gig, or there will be no gig. I'm so f***ed right now. It would destroy me to let my fans down. My show is in less than an hour, and I'm totally screwed. I can't believe I have to cancel this show. Now I have to find the festival organizers and break the news to them.
Bro, don't stress about this. Your fans will understand. Plus, your still works, right? So life can't be that bad.
But as if things couldn't get any worse. Oh, the guy I caked.
Steve, I've been looking for you. Holy he's huge. He's gonna kill you. Seriously, I think he's got a gun. He's probably gonna shoot you. You're not wearing a bulletproof vest. Are you? Don't just stand there, dude. Get the out of here.
Wait, Steve! I've got something for you! Steve! Stop running from me!
Steve! Hey, Steve, where the f are you? I found the twins!
Let's go play with fire. Yeah, fire.
Steve! I came here for you, Steve.
I can't call for help. I can't offer this dude money because it was all in Scout.
Don't be frightened! Come out, wherever you are!
Dude had me backed into a corner, no escape. My only option is to dive into this steamy pile of garbage, which smells like utter
Steve! Steve! We have to find Aoki. He's in serious trouble.
Hey, I'm bored. Yeah, I'm bored too.
Dad?
Oh, is that a strip club? Let's go do body shots.
Ooh, yeah! Great idea, girls. Off we go!
No! All I ever wanted to do was make people dance. Scout! Right when I think I'm gonna get my ass handed to me, dude drops my backpack in front of me. What? How?
Why is everyone always scared of me? I think it has something to do with my voice.
What?
I can't make it not sound like this and everyone thinks I'm angry all the time. I am very sorry for stealing your backpack. Normally, I'm a pretty good dude. Listen, this is how it happened. I got into your hotel party because my sister's friend's hairstylist banged Dan BILZERIAN. Oh, God. I think that's DJ Steve's pee on the ground. I hid in the bathroom until everyone left. I'm such a fan. I only wanted to see what cool stuff bro like DJ Steve Aoki rolls with. I stole your backpack. Not such a good bro thing to do. I know. But I freaked out when I saw all that money and your computer. And especially that awesome change of socks, bro. At that moment, I pledged to return your backpack if it was the last thing I ever did. And I'm proud to say I did it. Take care, Steve.
I got Scout back just in time and put on an epic show. So no hard feelings. But one thing was missing. All right, kids, that's the story of how things got totally out of whack when losing my bag almost led to me losing my life. But ended with me meeting a pretty good dude, bro, with a pretty strange sock fetish. The end.
152. Oh, you're back already. Just banging out a few hundred push-ups.
More like a push-up.
You're right. I lied. I've never been able to do a push-up. But look, the human head weighs 8 pounds. Then the ratio between my marionette head and my body comes out to about 65 pounds. And that's a lot of weight to push up.
There you go.
I appreciate it, Jason. I'd like to thank Gina Rodriguez and Steve Aoki for sharing their amazing stories today. Catch you next time. You get me. Sharing is caring?
I'm cutting my carbs right now, bro.
Right. I'm the fattest.